I just got back from Springfest, Belgium, where we got top 8 with Granblue, so let's go over the deck list and my thoughts. If you still need any Vanguard cards, you can go to 50cards.shop and use the code Solemn for a discount. The latest standard set 2, is up for pre-order, so if you want to get some new cards, be sure to check that out. I'm pretty sure Zorga is getting support there. I'm catching up on standard, don't you worry. I'm hyped for Zorga, but I don't know if it's is it set 2 or set 3? Use the code Solemn. So I was on Premium, Dave was on Luard, and Alex was on V, so Gurgit. And yeah, we got top 8. We sadly got destroyed in top 8 by the French team, including Johan and Louis. Very, very good players, of course. My personal record in Swiss was 5-1. And basically all day, my only 2 losses in total, being top 8 and then 1 Swiss, was against Johan on his Neo. So yeah, very good opponent. Let's go over the list. Has the list changed? Absolutely not. So triple Nightrose because it's your best right target, obviously. 2 Beatrice, it's utility, and it is a card you never want to lose in damage. You can also ride it going second. 2 Skull Dragon, it's your best beat stick. If 1 goes to damage, it's not the end of the world. You can still multi with Nightstorm and so forth. Then Nightstorm, which is your multi-attack extender. Forbidol, which is really good if you only have a bounty turn or a Barto turn. And then also, if you go second, you get access to it on Obadiah, meaning the biggest issue that Nightrose has, which is when it goes second in those Obadiah and only gets 2 revives. Suddenly that's 3 revives thanks to Enlar Gulf. So you mill these 2, you Enlar Gulf Forbidol to your hand, and then Forbidol calls Nightstorm plus Beatrice, and Beatrice calls Ghost Chip, or you can do Nightstorm Skull Dragon. For that reason, like, the biggest issue of the deck is gone. And of course, if you like go first and you hit Bandit Rum, this is also just an insane high roll. So for that reason, you play both. Also, this is just a really good revive in general. Like, being able to get back the heals from your drop is just insane. And so for that reason, you will see this card being insane in any Stoicheia deck. I also think this is actually really not future-proof if you look at Overdress, because I think out of all the cyclers, Stoicheia just got the best one by far. I'm so happy I got this in FFR very early when people didn't catch on to the fact that this card is crazy. Then we have V Nightrose because you need it for bad bounty turns. 4 Colombard because this deck is always riding up now. We're not grade 2 gaming generally, and so you want your Ghost Chip access. 1 of this comes up in really, really awkward game states. Also just nice that you cannot be denied, so people don't want to deny you. And Greed Shade, it's needed for Lily plays mostly. N-Pix, it's needed for both Shiranui and Chaos. If you put this on your board against Shiranui and they try to revive stuff, you just put it in front of this and then they can't really dominate or do anything with it. Then Ghost Chip, it's Ghost Chip, your draw. Skeleton Cannoneer for the Skeleton Cannoneer player, though that honestly doesn't come up nearly as often as people think. Like, you can ban this card tomorrow, I wouldn't really care. Then 4 Tommy the Ghosty Brothers, this is consistency. I don't know, like, this is a deck with the highest ceiling ever. It can do anything and everything, and then people insist on playing like this deck full of one-offs with no searchers. But it's like, no, if you can play, this deck is insane, but you want to ensure that you can play, so you need to be able to ride correctly, and Tommy is really good for that. Also can find you Forbidol, which is absolutely insane. Triple Jin, and of course the 1 Elementaria. I think the 1 Elementaria is very good because, like, DP is being played. The Mirror, you can use it on Barto turns, and so for that reason I'm running it. 2 Bone because you kind of want to like draw 1 on through the course of the game and then mill 1 with Obadiah specifically, so you have 2 for either your bounty or your Barto kill turn. 1 Honoli, this card is really fake, but you want it for like the weirdest matchups. 1 Urgula, this card is also really fake. Theoretically it can come up and there's like weird game states where it might, but it's really not worth it. Like, you just don't have that many good grade 1s in the game. So if you have extra utility, cool. But in theory, if we ever get like a broken as fuck grade 1 in Overdress, like, these 2 slots are super cuttable in my opinion. Then Grenache, Infinite CC, and then our typical crits. Of course, these are broken. This is the most important one afterwards. 3 Chad, less favor. I don't want to run blue OT. Like, the fact that this heals pieces out of your damage is just way too good. And of course, it being a crit and so forth. 4 heal, obviously. We don't need more resources. This deck, if you play it right, has infinite resources. And then this, while I would love to play the SP, this can come up with Beatrice. Like, the fact that you can call this with Beatrice and then it's a big interceptor. Doesn't really come up often, but you know, do you really want to lose a game because you wanted to play an SP? Don't think so. Then we have the 2 Bandit Rum because it's required for Nightrose. 2 Obadiah because specific decks require you to grind without necessarily just decking yourself out. So against Neo, for example, sometimes you will do 2. Against Granblue, sometimes you will do 2. Triple Bounty because otherwise you're throwing versus Gridora. Like, you will go into the 3rd one. 1 Galleon, this is super random. Like, you have these grind games. You have these games where they lock you out of CB. Maybe your Grenache / Jesse gets stuck into damage. Just weird stuff all around. Being able to just go G-Guard, G-Guard. Here's a Galleon is really nice. Then Harmonics because it's Harmonics. Barto because it's Barto. Barto, 2 Nora, comes up, 2 Lily. I would love to play 3, I've said it before. As you notice, honestly, this is the exact list that I played in the Vanguard Worlds Invitational. I didn't need, like, it needed upgrading. Like, I feel like 4 Worlds, I solved Grand Blue, and then I played it at the Invitational because it felt solved, and I didn't touch Vanguard since then, and it still felt solved. I don't know, nothing really changed except for maybe like Crest Nui, but this deck already had a decent Nui matchup, and Crest Nui doesn't really change that matchup that much. So yeah, everything stayed the same to Orion, mostly because of DP and then the mirror, because on Barto turns you won't necessarily have access to Lily plays, or you won't have the CB anymore and stuff like that. So being able to just say no is very, very nice. And then of course protect, you know, do whatever you want with that. So that's the deck. Exciting to have another top with my favorite deck of all time. Grand Blue, best deck forever and ever and ever. If you still need any cards, go to 50cards.shop and use the code Solemn for a discount. I'm hyped for this deck to come to Overdress. I hope it's tier 0 and broken and bullshit. I will see you soon. Ciao.